Welcome in to Double Angel Ballpark. Sorry about the delay. We were trying to ride out to see if there was going to be any rain in the area. Looks like the rain chances have dissipated, so we're going to go ahead and try this. A's have a 3-0 lead here in the top of the third. Isaiah Velasco's up right now for the Dodge City A's. One away, 3 runs in here in the top of the third. Velasco chops that one foul. Falls down in the count 0-1. Pitch misses low. 2 balls and 1 strike the count. A's are working their second trip through the batting order. We're in the top of the third. The A's with a 3-0 lead. Game definitely has implications as a wild pitch, and here comes Jaden Moreno. A diving stop by the catcher Brab to cut it off, but it scores another run. The A's lead it 4-0 at this point. A 3-1 count to Isaiah Velasco. Velasco comes up empty on the offering. The count runs full. It is Jacob Lenz that got the start on the mound tonight for the Game Day Angels. Pitch misses low. The payoff walks the runner on, and that'll put runners on the corners. Here comes the head coach for the Game Day Angels, and they're going to make a pitching change. So we'll take a step aside and come back after this. You've been listening to Dodge City A's Baseball. Kevin Hammond's up to bat. 1-2 strike. It is a drop third strike. They'll throw down to first to complete the out, and the throw home. Now the throw down to third, so the runner advances, another run scores, and the A's lead at 5-0.
Now batting the shortstop, number 19, Kane Carlos.
So Kane Carlos will step up with 2 away. Two 2-0 count to Carlos. He'll make contact, sends it out into left field. Carlos on safely with an RBI single. A's lead at 6-0 at this point, and here comes Jacoby Radcliffe.
Now batting the center fielder, number 15, Jacoby Radcliffe.
A's and Angels are tied in this series at 2. Radcliffe makes contact. It's headed out into right center field. Bounces off the wall. Carlos starts to round third. Here that comes home. He'll score safely from first. A's lead at 7-0.
Back to the top of the order.
So we're back at the top of the order with Edward Gregory Jr. The A's are starting their third trip through the batting order. Runner on at second in Radcliffe. 2 away in the inning for the Dodge City A's, and he'll take a pitch high and outside for ball number 1. The A's have already gotten into the bullpen. It is Shane Lejeune de Acutis, and I'm sure I butchered his name. Long look back at second. Delivered a ball outside, and that will move Gregory ahead in the count. 2 balls and no strikes. Wild pitch is ball 3, and that moves the runner over to third. It's Radcliffe that is out on the base paths. Gregory Jr. in a 3-0 count. The payoff pitch, well, not really a payoff pitch. Ball 4, and that will put runners on the corners for the Dodge City A's for Zach Hoskins.
Now batting the left fielder, number 9, Zach Hoskins.
Runner takes off. The pitch is high. It gets away from the catcher, and that'll score a run. The throw down to third, not in time. Edward Gregory Jr. able to get his foot on the bag. A's have scored 8 in the inning. Hoskins, the 12th batter to come to the plate here in the top of the third. He's in a 2-1 count. Two-one pitch. Will hit Hoskins, and The inning continues.
Now batting the first baseman, number 24, Blake Coleman.
I'll bring up Blake Coleman. He takes a first pitch strike. Runners on the corners for the Dodge City A's. Throw over to first, not in time. Pitches inside, almost hits Coleman. Two balls and one strike the count, two away for the Dodge City A's. They've scored 8 in the inning. We're in the top of the third. They have an 8-0 lead over the Game Day Angels. This game definitely has league implications for the Dodge City A's as Coleman makes contact. He'll send it out towards center field. Pulling it down is Harbison, and that will end the inning. The A's, they have an 8-0 lead. We're headed to the bottom of the third. You've been listening to Dodge City A's Baseball. Well, we're at the top of the order for the Game Day Angels. They have found themselves in a 8-run hole now as we enter the bottom of the third. Jake Vassal's on the mound. He's back out for his third inning of work. Deliver a ball low to Biggins, who finds himself ahead in the count, 1 ball and no strikes. Pitch on a checked swing. They say yes, he did go. Count evens itself at 1. Head Coach Coons was not happy about the call, but what can you do? The pitch misses outside there, and Biggins ahead in the count, 2 balls and 1 strike. Well, there was some rain in the area earlier. Clouds are clearing off, and nice night at the ballpark. Pitch is grounded to the second baseman. They'll throw to first in time. So Gregory Jr. makes the throw in time, and now 1 away.
Now batting the shortstop, number 12.
That'll bring in Isai Santaella. So I was talking with one of the parents before the game started, and pretty well all of the players for the Game Day Angels come within right here around the local area. So he'll take a first pitch strike. Finds himself down in the count 0-1. The pitch. That one misses. It evens the count at 1. So the A's, after they fell in run rule fashion last night, they have an 8-run lead here after 2.5 innings, as Santaella will swing and come up empty at the Vassal offering. He's down in the count 1-2. Delivery swung on and missed, and that is 2 away in the inning for the Angels to bring in the 3-hole hitter, Dylan Voles. So Voles steps up. He'll take a first pitch strike. Vassal dealing here. He's working on the third base side of the rubber. Voles down in the count 0-1. Pitch is delivered low and outside to even the count at 1. The pitch, it's fly ball out towards left field, backtracking and to the wall. The Angels get on the board in the bottom of the third. It's a solo home run to left, just to the left of the scoreboard. So the solo shot, and the Angels are on the board. Eight 1 A's, and we're in the bottom of the third.
Now batting the first baseman, number
That'll bring in Tyler Ginrich. So the Angels, they're in their second trip through the batting order. Sorry, I don't have the stats on today's game. Delivers a ball outside. Ginrich ahead 1-0. The pitch misses outside. Ginrich ahead in the count, 2 balls and no strikes. Vassal delivers. Ginrich makes contact. It's headed out towards center field. Radcliffe there to pull it down, and that will be the third out of the inning. We're headed to the top of the fourth. A's lead at 8-1. You've been listening to Dodge City A's Baseball. Jaden Moreno leads off in the top of the fourth. Faces a new pitcher. The A's have gotten to the Angels bullpen, and they're on to their third pitcher of the ball game. Fisher on the mound. Delivers ball inside, and that'll hit Coleman. The 1-0 pitch.
Now batting the third baseman, number 27, Matt Perez.
So after Moreno is hit by pitch, that'll bring up Matt Perez. So 1 on and nobody out for the Dodge City A's. Moreno takes off. Perez fouls off the first pitch he sees, and he's down in the count 0-1. Runner on first for the Dodge City A's after the hit by pitch. Perez down in the count 0-1. Fisher takes a long look over at first. He'll deliver a pitch outside, and that will even the count at 1. So the A's are playing the final game of the series and the season against the Game Day Angels as Perez takes strike 2. They're tied at 2 apiece in the series. The Angels, they won game 2 in Dodge City. They won that one 8-2. They beat the A's last night 14-2. So Perez will go down on strikes, and that brings up Isaiah Velasco. 1 on and 1 away for the Dodge City A's.
Now batting the right fielder, number 16, Isaiah Velasco.
The Angels are 10-10 overall in Rocky Mountain play. Moreno thrown out at second. Now 2 away for the Dodge City A's. Pitch was in for strike 1 to Velasco. The pitch left just a little bit outside. It evens the count at 1. So as we were saying earlier, the Angels are 10-10 in Rocky Mountain League play. The A's are 11-9. A win tonight for the Dodge City A's and a loss by the Liberal BJs would go a long ways towards cementing the A's position in second place in the league. Velasco ahead 3 balls and 1 strike. The pitch from Fisher. He works on the third base side of the rubber. He'll leave it low, and Velasco will draw the walk. So that's 1 on and 2 away now for Kevin Hammond.
Now batting the catcher, number 34, Kevin Hammond.
So the A's will have one more game on this road trip out here in Colorado. They take on the Rough Riders tomorrow. That game set to be played at Arapahoe High School instead of at Regis University. So the A's will take on the Rough Riders. It is a 2 p.m. game tomorrow afternoon. Game got moved up because of the change in location. The throwing error, that'll move Velasco over to second. He rounds second, going for third, and the throwing error moves the runner from first to third. First error of the game goes against the Game Day Angels. Hammond ahead in the count 1-0. Hammond, he'll foul off a pitch. It'll go over and onto the field opposite us. Evens the count at 1. Hammond fouls that one off again. It's to the right and out of play. Count remains 1-2. Hammond sends one. It's grounded at the third baseman. The throw across the diamond will end the inning. The A's are held scoreless, but they lead it 8-1. We're headed to the bottom of the fourth. You've been listening to Dodge City A's Baseball. Owen Best takes the first pitch he sees, pops it up in foul territory. Matt Perez will take it just at the fence for the first out of the inning.
Now batting the catcher.
So that'll bring up the catcher, David Brab. Taking a look around the league in action today, the Denver Cougars beat the Collegiate Rough Riders 12-1. That game was played earlier this afternoon. The Liberal BJs, they currently are leading the Hazarks 2-0. That game in the bottom of the fourth. So that will be an interesting game to follow to see how it transpires. Brab ahead in the count, 1 ball and no strikes. The pitch will miss outside from Vassell, and Brab ahead 2 balls and no strikes. 1 away for the Angels in the bottom of the fourth. They trail 8-1. They've been out hit 8-3. The pitch was grounded to the shortstop Carlos. The throw across the diamond in time, and out number 2.
Now batting.
That'll bring up the center fielder James Harbison. I also got the opportunity to talk with the Angels coach. I was talking about their schedule. They're scheduled to play a game against the Rough Riders on the 24th. They're planning to go take part in a tournament in Salt Lake City. That tournament primarily high school students, but of course several exiting seniors on the Game Day Angels team. Count 1-1 now to Harbison. So the Angels planning to go take part in that tournament after the completion of the season. Pitches popped up and will go foul and out of play. Harbison's down in the count 1-2. 2 away for the Angels in the bottom of the 4th. Harbison takes that one. It's popped up. It'll go to our right and out of play. Count remains 1-2. The A's on day 2 of their road trip here in Colorado. They played these Angels last night, fell 14-2. Play the Angels here tonight and finish up the Colorado part of the road trip tomorrow against the Rough Riders. The A's will be back on the road again on Friday as they take on the Liberal BJs in Liberal. They return home to Cavalier for the final time on Saturday. They'll host the Liberal BJs in what will be the conclusion of the league series between the A's and BJs, and the A's will finish the season on the road on Monday the 21st against the Hayes Larks. 2 balls and 2 strikes account to Harbison. That's a look at the final week of the season for your Dodge City A's as Vassell delivers outside and the count runs full. Payoff pitch coming to Harbison. Vassell looks in. He's in his 4th inning of work for the Dodge City A's. Grounded to the first baseman, Coleman. He'll step on the bag for the final out of the inning, and we're headed to the top of the 5th. A's lead at 8-1. You've been listening to Dodge City A's baseball. Kane Carlos leading off in the top of the 5th for the Dodge City A's. The A's, they have an 8-1 lead over the Game Day Angels. Both teams scored their runs in the third inning.
Carlos.
So after the A's saw the Angels score in every half inning but the third inning last night, the Angels have been held scoreless in the first, second, and fourth innings tonight. The pitch in for a strike to Carlos. Josh Weldon on the mound now for the Game Day Angels. They're on to their fourth pitcher of the ball game. He'll deliver a pitch low, and it evens a count at 1. 1-1 delivery coming up. Weldon, he works from the third base side of the rubber. He'll come set, delivers in. Carlos makes contact. It's headed towards right center, but the right fielder there to pull that one down, and one away for the A's. Nobody on and one away for Jacoby Radcliffe, who is at the bottom of the order for the Dodge City A's. The A's completing their second trip through the order now. Radcliffe shows bunt, pulls it back. He'll take a strike on the inside edge and is down 0-1. Radcliffe, the 9-hole hitter for the Dodge City A's. Weldon fires. He'll catch the outer part of the zone, and he has Radcliffe down in the count 0-2. It's 380 into what technically would be considered the right power alley and 384 into the left power alley. 312 down the right field line as Radcliffe fouls that one off, and the count remains 0-2. Fourth pitch at the at-bat, the 0-2 offering. A little high and outside, makes it 1-2. Weldon delivers. It's fouled straight down. Count will remain 1-2. So Radcliffe will get called on strikes, and that is 2 away.
Back to the top of the order, the second baseman, number 6, Edward Gregory Jr.
So back at the top of the order for the Dodge City A's with Edward Gregory Jr. He's 0 for 1 in the ball game. Takes the first pitch for a ball. Weldon misses low again. It's 2 balls and no strikes. The 2-0 pitch. Weldon yanks it out. Edward Gregory Jr. ahead in the count, 3 balls and no strikes. Eight 1 A's here in the top of the fifth. The pitch, it's low, and Gregory Jr. draws the 4-pitch walk. So that'll put 1 on and 2 away for Zach. Well, it's not Zach Hoskins anymore. It's going to be Paxton Huff. So Paxton Huff taking over for Hoskins. Huff gets his first at bat of the ball game with 2 away, and Weldon will miss inside for ball 1.
Braxton Huff.
Half ahead in the count, 1-0. The pitch, little high, and they pick off Edward Gregory Jr. over at first. So that will be the final out of the inning. We'll take a step aside. You've been listening to Dodge City A's Baseball. Well, 2 quick flyouts, and the Angels are down to their 3rd out of the inning as Grant Biggins is up. The 1-0 pitch misses outside. Goldie led off the inning. He flew out on the first pitch to Radcliffe, and then Kittredge flies out up the left field line to Kane Carlos. Biggins ahead in the count, 3 balls and no strikes. A's lead it 8-1. Pitch in, called strike. So Biggins will draw the walk. Brings in Isai Santaella.
Now batting the shortstop, number 12.
1 on and 2 away for the Angels. So we've worked our way in to the bottom of the 5th. Pitch in for strike number 1. Vassal's out for his 5th inning of work for the Dodge City A's. Yeah, 1 pitch. This is low. It will even the count at 1. One. Vassal tries to get a curve on the outside edge and misses. Deela ahead in the count, 2 balls and 1 strike. 2 away already for the Angels in the inning. The pitch grounded it to Carlos. They'll throw to first in time, and that ends the inning. We're headed to the top of the 6th. The A's lead at 8-1. You've been listening to Dodge City A's Baseball. Huff back at the plate. He was up when Edward Gregory Jr. was picked off at first in the last half inning. Bases loaded, and the BJs have a 3-2 lead that game in the top of the 5th against the Hayes Larks. Huff down in the count, 0-1. Pitch sent out into left field, pulled down by the center fielder Harbison, and that is 1 away.
Now batting the first baseman, number 24.
So that brings up Blake Coleman with 1 out and nobody on for the Dodge City A's. Pitch in for a strike. We're in the top of the 6th. The A's leading the Game Day Angels 8-1. Both teams did all their scoring so far in the 3rd inning. Christian Clear on the mound for the Game Day Angels. They're onto their 5th pitcher of the ball game. Coleman, he's down in the count 0-2. The pitch is fouled off. Coleman remains alive. Count stays 0-2. Claire pitched against the Dodge City A's back in Dodge during that 3-game series. 0-2 delivery coming up. Pitch misses low. Makes it 1-2 strikes to Coleman. Clear misses high. Evens the count at 2. A 2-2 delivery. Coleman will go down on strikes, and that is 2 away. Brings up Jaden Moreno.
Now batting the designated hitter, number 23, Jaden Moreno.
8-1 A's as we're in the top of the 6th. The A's now have 2 away. Cleared delivers a ball outside and low. Moreno moves ahead 1-0 in the count. Moreno makes contact. It's a soft fly ball, but it will get down in right center field, so the A's have a runner aboard.
Now batting the third baseman, number 27.
That'll bring up Matt Perez. One on and 2 away for the A's. Perez, he takes a pitch high, moves ahead 1-0. Isaiah Velasco stands in the on-deck circle for the Dodge City A's. Perez pops one up, and it is foul and out of play. That will even the count at 1. Clear working from the stretch. Gets Perez to swing at the offering and comes up empty. He'll fall down in the count 1-2. Swung on and missed, and that will end the inning. As Perez goes down on strikes, and we're headed to the bottom of the 6th. You've been listening to Dodge City A's baseball. Dylan Voles leading off in the bottom of the sixth. Ahead in the count 1-0. Jake Vassell back on the mound out for his sixth inning of work. Voles fouls off a pitch. Evens the count at 1. Voles sends that one back up the middle. Vassell threw his glove at it. So a leadoff hit for the Game Day Angels.
The first baseman, number 15.
They have a runner aboard. That'll bring up Tyler Ginrich. Last I checked, 3-3 in Hayes. Larks tied it back up. Yep, 3-3 with one away, currently in the bottom of the fifth. Larks have a runner on at first. Pitch is missing, and it evens the count at 1 to Ginrich. One on and nobody out for the Angels. Pitch is sent out to left center field, and it's over the wall. The Angels get 2 runs. They trail 8-5.
That is a 2-run home run for Tyler Ginrich.
8-3, I'm sorry. 8-3 A's after the 2-run homer.
Now batting the designated hitter, number 27.
So that'll bring in Owen Best. So he steps on with nobody out and nobody on. First pitch. Misses low for ball 1. Two balls and no strikes account to Best. The A's do have work in the bullpen. I can't quite tell who it is. The 2-0 pitch. Best taps it up the first base line, fielded by Coleman. He'll step on the bag for out number 1. So one away for the Angels. That'll bring in the catcher, Brab. Pitch swung on and missed. Brab down in the count 0-1. Oh, and 2 to Brab with nobody out and 1 on. Time is called. Brad will come up empty, and he'll go down on strikes. This is the second out of the inning, and that will bring up James Harbison.
Number 25, James Harbison.
So nobody on and 2 away for Harbison. He's ahead in the count 1-0. Harbison sends one down the right field line. It could be trouble. It falls fair into the corner, and Harbison in with a double. Well, the A's are going to have a mound visit. Larks leading 4-3 after 5 complete at Larks Park. So not necessarily a must-win, but a definite could use a win here tonight for the Dodge City A's in order to maintain a firm control of second place of the league. A win tomorrow would all but put the A's in firm control of second place. So that'll bring up Cliff Goldie. Angels have 2 away and a runner at second now. They've scored 2 in the inning on the 2-run homer over the left center wall. Goldie makes contact, sends it to Radcliffe, who makes the basket catch. Couldn't be any more of a shoestring catch than that, but he makes the catch, and that will end the inning. We're headed to the top of the 7th. You've been listening to Dodge City A's Baseball. Isaiah Velasco leading off here in the top of the 7th. Alex Witzel takes over the mound for the Game Day Angels. Velasco, he's down in the count 0-1. So an all-hands-on-deck kind of night for the Angels pitching staff as Witzel, the 6th pitcher on the mound. Pitch comes in, will get a piece of the catcher, Brab. Evens a count at 1. Sure, Velasco can sympathize with Brab, as that not a comfortable place to be hit. So we'll go back to work with the 1-1 pitch to Velasco. Kevin Hammond standing in the on-deck circle. The A's are about to complete their 4th trip through the batting order. Ball 2. Velasco ahead in the count, 2-1. 8-3 A's. So delivers. Velasco sends it foul. So we'll go back to work with the 2-2 count to Velasco. Leads off here in the top of the 7th. Witzel, he works from the third base side of the rubber, delivers, it's fouled off. So Velasco makes contact and fouls off what might have been ball 3. Count remains 2-2. Pitch from Witzel as he comes set. Misses low, and the count runs full. So we will see a payoff pitch now. Count run full, the payoff pitch as Witzel comes set. Delivered, it's low, bounces behind the catcher. Velasco might, no, he's going to round first and stay there. Velasco draws a walk, and that will bring up Kevin Hammond. So 1 on and nobody out for the Dodge City A's for Hammond. Hammond starts to show bunt, lays it down. It's up the first base line. Will it go foul, or does he beat it out? He does not, but it moves the runner over to second. Hammond just almost had that one, and it's hard to imagine a catcher beating out a bunt, but he almost did it. 1 away for the Dodge City A's. Runner on second with 1 away for Kane Carlos. Carlos, the 8-hole hitter for the A's. Wild pitch, and that'll move Velasco over to third. Counts 1-0 to Carlos. The A's have a run at just 90 feet away now. They lead at 8-3. They've out-hit the Angels 9-6. One-0 pitch, misses low. Makes it 2 balls and no strikes. Time is called, and Carlos will step out of the box. Carlos, he's ahead in the count, 3-0. 9-hole hitter Jacoby Radcliffe stands in the on-deck circle. Carlos will draw the 4-pitch walk. That'll put runners on the corners. And here comes a mound visit from the Angels pitching coach.
I was a typical Colorado teenager.
And that'll prompt
We loved to ski, hike, and fish.
an offensive visit for the Dodge City A's.
Now, I'm a typical Colorado teenager.
We'll take a step aside.
Hike.
You've been listening to Dodge City A's baseball. Well, the mound visit's over, and we'll go back to work. The A's have runners on the corners. That brings up Jacoby Radcliffe.
Number 15, Jacoby Radcliffe.
So the A's are about to complete their 4th trip through the batting order. Radcliffe steps on with 2 runners on and 1 away. The pitch misses outside, and Radcliffe ahead 1-0. About bet you Carlos might try to steal here pretty quickly just to try to eliminate the double play ball. The pitch called strike. They'll even the count at 1. Carlos getting a lead off at first. 1-1 delivery misses low. Radcliffe ahead in the count, 2-1. We're approaching the 2-hour mark here at Double Angel Park. We were almost done at this point last night. Pitch popped up, will go foul and out of play. And it evens a count at 2 to Radcliffe. Two-two pitch coming up from Witzel. This is outside, and the count runs full. So we'll see the payoff pitch. Witzel in danger of loading the bases. Payoff pitch. Radcliffe makes contact. It is dropped in the outfield. So that will put runners on the corners as Carlos will move to third. An RBI single by Jacoby Radcliffe, and the A's now lead at 9-3.
Back to the top of the order, the second baseman, number 6, Edward Gregory.
So we're back at the top of the order with Edward Gregory Jr. 1 away for the A's, 1 run in. Carlos over at third. Jacoby Radcliffe at first now. First pitch to Gregory Jr. Runner goes. The throw down to second, not in time. Radcliffe steals, and that puts runners now at second and third. Time is called, and Brab is going to go out and have a conversation with his pitcher, Witzel. Gregory Jr. ahead in a count 1-0. A's lead at 9-3. We're in the top of the 7th. The A's, they scored 8 in the 3rd, and now 1 so far in the 7th. The pitch is low. Gregory Jr. ahead in the count, 2 balls and no strikes. A win here tonight would move the A's to 12-9 on the season in Rocky Mountain play. Gregory Jr. ahead in the count, 3-0 now, after the pitch from Witzel was delivered low. The 3-0 pitch misses outside, and Gregory Jr. will draw the walk. That loads the bases for the Dodge City A's, and the Angels are going to make a pitching change. They make the call to the bullpen. We'll tell you about it when we come back. You've been listening to Dodge City A's Baseball. Connor Brennan takes over the mound for the Game Day Angels. Paxton Huff ahead in the count, 1 ball and no strikes. It's bases loaded with 1 away. Pitch in for a strike. It evens the count at 1. The A's have an opportunity to add to their lead. Huff makes contact. It's down in right field. 1 run will score. Here comes the second. The throw home, not in time, and the A's lead it 11-3. So it's runners on the corners again for the Dodge City A's.
For Blake.
And that brings up Blake Coleman. It was a 2 RBI single for Huff. The A's, they have runners on the corners. Runner goes. They make the throw to third, and the field umpire says that they picked off Edward Gregory Jr. Two away now for the Dodge City A's. On the 2-5 caught stealing. Oh! No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Well, they're saying the pitch was driven out towards the shortstop. It hit the field umpire in the ankle. It should put runners on the corners. But they're making Paxton Huff go back to second, which is not right. Huff should be awarded third. Huff should have been allowed to advance, but either way, they're saying no, and it will be runners on first and second.
Now batting the designated hitter, number 23, Jaden Moreno.
So that'll bring up Jaden Moreno, 2 out and 2 on. Brennan, the 7th pitcher of the ball game for the Angels. He delivers inside to Moreno. Pitch misses outside. (2-0) to Moreno. Moreno fouls that one, makes it 2 balls and 1 strike. So Brennan will get a new ball. The A's have scored 3. They lead it 11-3 here in the top of the 7th. Currently 4-3 Larks, that game in the top of the 7th. The BJs, they have 2 runners on with 1 away. Pitches in, it hits Moreno, and that loads the bases. So that'll bring up Matt Perez.
Now batting the third baseman.
Bases loaded with 2 out for the A's.
Perez.
Perez, the 9th batter to come to the plate this inning, as Isaiah Velasco led it off. Perez takes a pitch low and inside. It's ahead in the count, 1-0. Pitch is called strike. It'll even the count at 1 to Perez. Pitch will miss low and inside that time. Brennan standing on the third base side of the rubber. Delivers in. It's swung on and missed. It's deuces wild across the top of the scoreboard for Perez. 2-2 pitch. Perez takes ball 3. That one was close. But the count runs full, so we'll see the payoff pitch from Brennan. Brennan misses outside, and he'll walk a run in. A's lead at 12-3, and that'll bring up Isaiah Velasco. He led off the inning for the Dodge City A's.
Now batting.
Comes up with bases loaded
Right fielder,
and
number
2 away.
Isaiah Velasco.
Brennan misses out. Moves Velasco ahead 1-0. Right down the middle. Count even at 1 now. Ooh, a big swing as Velasco comes up empty. Short porch over at right was looking awful inviting for Velasco. Down in the count, 1-2. Brennan delivers. It's low and outside, and that evens the count at 2. Twelve to 3 A's. They've scored 4 here in the top of the 7th. Payoff pitch misses. A valiant attempt by Brab to frame that one, even though it was well outside. A payoff pitch. Called strike 3. That ends the inning. It caught Velasco looking. We are headed to the bottom of the 7th. You've been listening to Dodge City A's Baseball. Ryan Young takes over the mound for the Dodge City A's. Delivers a first pitch strike to Cameron Kittredge. He'll drive one out into left center field that gets down, and that will roll all the way to the wall. Kittredge digging for third, and he's in with a triple. So the leadoff and the Angels have a runner on board and a run just 90 feet away. They trail 12-3, and that brings up the top of the order with Grant Biggins. Young delivering strikes gets Biggins down in the count 0-1. So compared to the 7 pitchers that the Angels have used, the A's, they're just on their second now. First inning of relief for Young. Count even at 1. This is a bit outside. Biggins ahead in the count, 2 balls and 1 strike. Young, he works from the first base side of the rubber. Throws in. It is ball 3. Biggins ahead in the count, 3-1. Called strike. Count runs full to Biggins. We'll see the payoff pitch as Young looks in and has his sign. He comes set. Payoff pitch is popped and a fly ball out into center field. Should be catchable. It is, and the throw home, so the sacrifice fly, and the Angels get a run. They trail it 12-4.
Now batting the shortstop, number 12, Isai.
Brings in Isai Santaella. One away for the Angels. Pitch was called strike on the swing, and he's down in the count 0-1. Young delivers low and outside. Evens a count. Young works with a good pace on the mound for the Dodge City A's. Grounded through the left side. That puts a runner aboard.
Now batting the second baseman, number 5, Dylan Volt.
So Dylan Volt steps up with 1 out and 1 on. The Angels, they scored 1 in the 3rd, 2 in the 6th, and now 1 in the 7th. They trail at 12-4. The pitch, the first one is fouled off. Foles fouls off another pitch. He finds himself down in the count 0-2. Young delivering strikes for the Dodge City A's. Looks in. Has his sign and comes set. 0-2 delivery. This is low. No damage done. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Santaella stays at first. 1 on, 1 away for the Angels. As I said earlier, a win here goes a long way in helping the A's maintain their hold of second place in the league. So Foles will go down on strikes as it is a foul tip out. 2 away for the Angels with 1 on, and that brings in Tyler Ginrich. Last check, it was still 4-3 Hayes. They were headed into the bottom of the 7th. First pitch to Ginrich, misses low and outside, makes it 1-0. The Denver Cougars, they beat the Rough Riders 12-1 earlier today. So time is called, and Hammond's going to go out. He wants to have a quick conversation with Young. Ginrich ahead in the count, 2 balls and no strikes. A pitch low again. Ginrich ahead 3-0. Ginrich draws a 4-pitch walk. That'll bring in Owen Best. A's lead at 12-4. 2 on and 2 away for the Angels. First pitch called strike. Young gets ahead in the count to Best. The 0-1 delivery. He'll miss low on that one to even the count at 1. Decisive game here tonight, as this will decide the series. The A's and Angels are tied at 2. The pitch low again. Makes it 2 balls and 1 strike to Owen Best. Three and 1 the count. Young fires in. And that loads the bases. That'll prompt a mound visit from Jeremiah McCollum. So back-to-back walks, and the Angels have bases loaded. They trail 12-4 here in the bottom of the 7th. Catcher Brab awaiting his next at bat.
Now batting, the catcher, number 7, David Brab.
So that'll bring up David Brab. The Angels, they have bases loaded. Memory serves me correct, this is the first time in the ball game that the Angels have worked the bases loaded. First pitch to Brab. He'll foul it off. Best was getting a big lead off of first. The pitch, a little high and inside. Evens a count at 1. Brab makes contact. He'll foul it up the third base line. He'll fall down in the count 1-2. Brab calls time. He wants to step out of the box, rubbing his right calf. One-two pitch. Low, outside. Oh, a good cutoff by Kevin Hammond to keep it close. Saved a run there as it evens the count at 2. It's Deuces Wild across the top of the scoreboard. Pitch is fouled off. The count remains 2-2. Young delivers. Grounded it to Carlos. They'll throw to second for the force out. So Brab grounds into the fielder's choice, and that will end the inning. We're headed to the top of the 8th. A's lead at 12-4. You've been listening to Dodge City A's Baseball. Kevin Hammond leading off for the Dodge City A's as we've entered the top of the 8th inning. A's lead at 12-4. Still 4-3 Larks at game in Hayes, America. Hammond takes a first pitch strike. As Connor Brennan returns to the mound for the Game Day Angels. Pitch, Hammond sends it off the end of the bat. It's over into foul territory, playable and caught. One away for the Dodge City A's.
The shortstop.
That'll bring up Kane Carlos. The pitch. First one in is a strike to Carlos. He's down in the count, 0-1. Brennan misses outside. Evens a count at 1. We're 2.5 hours into this ball game. Nobody on and one away for the A's as Carlos fists one, a shallow fly ball fielded by the second baseman Voles, and that is out number 2. Brings up the bottom of the order in Jacoby Radcliffe. So he'll step up with nobody on and 2 away.
The center fielder, number 15, Jacoby Radcliffe.
So Edward Gregory Jr. stands in the on-deck circle. The A's will return back to the top of the order. So Radcliffe makes contact and fouls off the first pitch he sees and falls down in the count, 0-1. It was the big third inning for the Dodge City A's. They like their big crooked numbers in this ball game. 8 in the fourth, or 8 in the third, and 4 in the seventh. Pitch misses and evens a count at 1 to Radcliffe. Radcliffe sends it. It's going out towards left center field. It'll fall in for a hit. Radcliffe digging for second. The throw not in time, and Radcliffe in safe with a double. So that'll bring in Edward Gregory Jr. as the A's return to the top of the order.
The second baseman, number 6, Edward Gregory Jr.
First pitch to Edward Gregory Jr. He was picked off at third the last time he was on. Shows bunt and pulls it back and takes it for a ball. Moves ahead in the count, 1-0. It was a cooler day here in Denver. Highs just barely reaching 80. Pitch was in for a strike, and Radcliffe steals over to third. One and one the count to Edward Gregory Jr. Fouls that pitch off. Falls down in the count, 1-2. One-two pitch from Brennan. He'll foul it up the first base line. The count remains 1-2. A's with 2 out. They have a runner at third, trying to extend their lead. Lead at 12-4 over the Game Day Angels. The Angels jumped out early on the A's last night. They scored 6 in the bottom of the first. It was the long ball that propelled the offense early for the Angels. Deuces wild across the top of the scoreboard. The 2-2 delivery misses low, and the count runs full to Edward Gregory Jr. We'll see the payoff pitch. Brennan has his sign and comes set. Misses outside, and that'll put runners on the corners. So that'll bring up Paxton Huff, who came in relief of Zach Hoskins, who got the start.
Now batting the left fielder, number 30.
Runners on the corners with 2 away. There goes Edward Gregory Jr. The throw down to third, not in time. Huff takes a first pitch ball. Runners at second and third for the Dodge City A's. Brennan kicks and fires. It's a strike right down the middle of the plate. It'll even the count at 1. Huff, he'll send that one foul. It goes down the third baseline. Falls down in the count 1-2. The pitch fouled off again. Count remains 1-2. Huff fouled it off again. Count even at 2. Count runs full. The payoff pitch from Brennan misses high, and that loads the bases.
Now batting the first baseman, number 24, Blake Coleman.
So that brings up Blake Coleman. A's have the bases loaded with 2 away. The pitch is foul. Coleman went down. Might have slightly twisted his ankle on that. He's down in the count 0-1. So after checking on Coleman, we'll go back to work. He's down 0-1. Brennan set. He'll deliver. Inside, it hits Coleman in the leg. And that'll bring in another run. A's lead at 13-4, and that's going to prompt a mound visit from the Game Day Angels. We'll see if they make a pitching change. Indication is that they are. So we'll take a step aside. We'll tell you about it when we come back. You've been listening to Dodge City A's Baseball. Well, Jaden Moreno steps up with bases loaded as Frederick Perry takes over the mound for the Game Day Angels. And the throw down to first to try to pick off. It was a ball inside and a run scores. The A's lead at 14-4. Pitch called strike. It evens the count at 1. So if the A's were to hold the Angels scoreless in the bottom of the 8th, it would end in an 8-inning run rule. Pitch misses high. Makes it 2-1 to Moreno. Runners on first and second with 2 away for the A's. Runner goes, and that puts runners on the corners. Counts 3-1 to Jaden Moreno. Moreno fouls the pitch off. The count runs full. He'll draw the walk to reload the bases.
Now batting, number 21, Nolan Huff.
Huff pops up the first pitch he sees. It's playable in foul territory, and he'll pull it down. Sorry, not Nolan Huff, Matt Perez, as that will end the inning, and we are headed to the bottom of the 8th. You've been listening to Dodge City A's Baseball. James Harbison leads off. He takes the second pitch he sees, drives it out into center field. So the Angels have one on with nobody out.
The right fielder, number 17, Cliff Goldie.
Brings up Cliff Goldie. One on, nobody out for the Angels. Goldie a swing and comes up empty. Falls down in the count, 0-1. Larks leading the Liberal BJs 5-3. That game in the bottom of the 8th. 1-1 pitch coming up from Young. Out for his second inning of relief. So he'll get Goldie to swing, and he is down in the count 1-2. One, two delivery. Young will miss low and outside, and it evens the count. Two-two pitch coming up from Young. He'll take a look over at first to check on Harbison. The pitch sent foul. The count remains 2-2. Young has his sign. He delivers. Goldie pops it up. He lost it. Jacoby lost it. It falls in center field, and that'll put runners on first and second. I can see where he lost it because that pitch was popped way high. Might have even went above the lights. So
Third baseman, number 26, Cameron Kittredge.
So the Angels are going to send their courtesy runner out.
Running at first base, number 30, Kyle Hughes.
Actually, that's not a courtesy runner. They're putting a pinch runner in. So runners at first and second with nobody out. So Kittredge fouls off the first pitch that he sees. Down in the count, 0-1. Pitch is fouled off again and has Kittredge down 0-2. The Angels are trying to avoid the run rule. They have two on with nobody out. The pitch sent foul. It's to our right and out of play. Count remains 0-2. Young has his sign. He'll come set. Checked his swing. They says he did not go. Count now 1-2. Approaching the 3-hour mark tonight here at Double Angel Park. That pitch out into right center field, and that will score a run, so we'll go to the top of the 9th. runners on the corners for the Angels. So they're going to send another. Nope.
Now batting the left fielder, number 13, Grant Biggins.
14-5, and actually, yes, they are going to send out a pitch runner for Kittredge.
Number 2, Tyler.
So they're going to send out Tiedemann for Kittredge. That brings up Biggins. We're back at the top of the order for the Game Day Angels. They've scored in every half inning so far since the 6th. They scored 2 in the 6th, 1 in the 7th, and so far 1 in the 8th. That pitch is sent way foul. Biggins down on the count, 0-1. Runners on the corners with nobody out. Biggins, the 4th batter of the inning to come to the plate. The A's do have a pitcher down in the bullpen. Runner goes, it's to the backstop, and runner on third thought about going. Count evens itself at 1 to Biggins. Time is called, and Hammond's going to go out and have a conversation with his pitcher, Young. So we'll go back to work. The count is 2 balls and 1 strike to Biggins. Pitch is fouled off, and that evens the count at 2. Two-two pitch. A's are looking for the first out of the inning. Young misses inside, and the count runs full. So we'll see the payoff pitch from Young. Runners on second and third for the Angels. It's high, and it loads the bases.
Now batting the shortstop, number 12, Isai Center.
Well, according to the PA here at Double Angel, Houston, we have a problem. We don't necessarily have a problem yet, but we have a concern. Santaella, he'll foul off the first pitch he sees. He falls down in the count, 0-1. Bases loaded with nobody out, and, well, the Angels have an opportunity here. 5-3 Larks at game final. Pitch. Santaella in the count at 1-2. The delivery. He checks his swing, and it evens the count at 2. Two delivery from Young coming up. The pitch misses outside, and back-to-back at bats, the count has been worked full. So we'll see if we can get a different result on a payoff pitch here. Young lost the battle on the last one to Biggins. Payoff pitch, it's high, it's towards left field. Looks like it's being tracked. It stays in play and pulled down. It'll score a run, but it is the first out of the inning. So a sacrifice fly,
Batting the second baseman, number
and
5,
the Angels trail it 14-6. They've scored 5 runs in the last 3 half innings they've been at the plate. The pitch to Voles misses low. It's 1 ball and no strike. Runners on first and second for the Angels. 1 away now. The 1-0 pitch called strike. Young catches the outer part of the zone and evens the count at 1. Two balls and 1 strike, the count now to Voles. The pitch misses high. 3 balls and 1 strike, and Young has struggled with control here in the bottom of the 8th inning. A 3-1 count to Voles. The 3-1 pitch. Runners go. It's called strike, and they throw down to second. They get the runners, so they pick off Biggins at second. So now 2 away for the Angels. Pitch was called strike. The payoff pitch from Young. Swung on and missed. Voles will strike out, and that will end the inning. We're headed to the top of the 9th. You've been listening to Dodge City A's Baseball. Top of the 9th, and we have Isaiah Velasco leading off for the Dodge City A's. They have a 14-6 lead over the Game Day Angels. Well, the Angels, they beat the A's 14-2 last night. So maybe that 14 is a lucky number here at Double Angel Park. Isaiah Velasco takes a pitch in for ball 1. Frederick Perry back on the mound for the Angels. He took over in relief in the last half inning. Velasco taps that one foul, and he'll even the count at 1. Well, some of the fans starting to scatter here at Double Angel Park. It's cooling off quickly, I can tell you that much. The 1-1 pitch. Velasco pops it up. It's up into the lights. Might be hard to see, but the left fielder, he's tracking it, pulls it down, and that is the first out of the inning. So that'll bring up Kevin Hammond for the Dodge City A's. Nobody on and one away, and we're over the 3-hour mark now as
number 34, Kevin Hammond.
even though we started at 6 o'clock Mountain, we know that it's just past the 10 o'clock hour back at home. Definitely not the latest game the A's have played. They played some long ones, especially in those slugfests earlier in the season against the Denver Cougars. Hammond grounds that one to the second baseman. They throw to first in time. 1 pitch and 1 out, and the A's have 2 away now. That'll bring up Kane Carlos for the Dodge City A's. Some of those games against the Denver Cougars were approaching, I think one of them was actually almost 4.5 hours, if I remember correctly. Like those were some long games. Definitely not going to be that way here tonight, I hope. Pitch misses outside to Carlos, and he's ahead in the count, 1 ball and no strikes. Pitch misses low again, and Carlos is ahead 2-0. Frederick delivers a strike. Carlos ahead 2-1. The Angels, they scored 1 in the 3rd, 2 in the 6th, 1 in the 7th, 2 in the 8th. That one's popped up way high. And it is tracked by the center fielder, so that will be the final out of the inning. We're headed to the bottom of the 9th. The A's need 3 outs to win it. You've been listening to Dodge City A's Baseball. Nolan Huff leads off, or takes, sorry, not leads off, takes over the mound for the Dodge City A's. So we enter the bottom of the 9th. They have a 14-6 lead over the Game Day Angels. A's looking for 3 outs to close this one out and put them even closer to securing a second-place finish in the Rocky Mountain League. It looks like at this point, the A's can finish in second. They should get the league's automatic bid to the NBC. Of course, those decisions being made over the weekend, the NBC planning to announce their final roster lineup on the 20th. And also their starting schedule as well. Genrich leading off for the Game Day Angels. He takes the first pitch he sees from Huff. He'll foul it off and quickly falls down in the count 0-1. Huff delivers a called strike. Has Ginrich down in the count 0-2. Huff, one of 4 Kansas players on this team. The pitch misses low. Except 1 ball and 2 strikes for Ginrich. Owen Best stands in the on-deck circle for the Game Day Angels. The 1-2 pitch from Huff. Front door bender that didn't just catch enough of the zone. And it evens a count at 2 to Ginrich. Huff calls for another sign. He's got it. He'll come set. Ginrich gets a hit down in the outfield. He'll be in safely at second with a stand-up double. So the Angels, they have their leadoff aboard. They've just about caught the Dodge City A's. The A's have out-hit the Angels 13-12. So that'll bring up Owen Best with 1 on and nobody out. First pitch to him, it's popped up. It's should be playable out in left field. Huff underneath it, and he'll pull it down for the first out of the inning. So 1 on and 1 away now for the Angels, and that brings in the catcher, Brab. Brab is 1 for 4 in the ball game. One on and 1 away for the Angels. Brab takes the first pitch he sees. He'll send it foul and out of play. It goes over to the field back behind us. So there's 2 baseball fields here at Double Angel Ballpark. The field that we're on, and then the field back to our right. It's also a turf field. The fields are named Dillon and Logan. Pitch sent foul up the third base line, and Brab down in the count 0-2. So the Double Angel Parks are named after Dillon and Logan. They are 2 young boys that died. There's a story here at the ballpark about it. So Brab down in the count 0-2. Huff kicks and fires in, misses high. Makes the count 1 ball and 2 strikes to the catcher, Brab. Brab grounds to the third baseman. They'll throw to first for the out. And that is the second out of the inning. The A's are 1 out away from victory here.
Now batting the center fielder, number 25.
That'll bring up James Harbison. Harbison's 2 for 4 in the ball game. So Harbison steps up with 1 on and 2 away. Fires in. It's popped up. It could stay in play. Right on the fence. A valiant effort by Kevin Hammond. I'll be honest, I thought that was coming for us. Harbison down in the count 0-1. Aiden Ruiz sitting here with me doing the game changer tonight for your Dodge City A's. Harbison's down in the count, 0-1. Huff takes a long look back at second. He'll kick, fires in. Sent fair up the third baseline. It'll score a run. The run really doesn't matter right now. But it's an RBI double for Harbison. So the Angels have cut the A's lead in half. At one time, the A's led it 14-4, but the Angels have scored in every half inning now since the sixth.
Number 30, Kyle Hubert.
So that'll bring up Kyle Hubert.
Yeah. Draft day.
Two away for the Angels, and Hubert will take a swing and comes up empty on the first offering from Nolan Huff. Hubert falls down in the count, 0-1. Hubert fouls that one off. Quickly now down in the count, 0-2. O2 delivery coming from Nolan. It's fouled over a missile. I mean a missile at the first base dugout, which occupied by the Dodge City A's, that sent everybody scrambling. Count remains 0-2. Ooh. Huff fires and delivers. It's popped up. Huff can't get to it. Fielded by Carlos. The throw to first is not in time. So that'll put runners on the runners on the corners. Carlos was running hard on that, and if he would have made that, it would have been a spectacular play. Great job by Carlos to try to get to it. Runners on the corners for the Angels with two away. The Angels have now out-hit the Dodge City A's at 14-3. So Tyler Tiedemann steps up now for the Game Day Angels as he pinch ran for Kittredge. Tiedemann sends a fly ball out into right field. It'll be pulled down by Velasco, and that'll end it. The A's win it 14-7. We'll go ahead and do our post-game wrap-up right now. Let's take a look at the final game numbers for your Dodge City A's.
Dodge City A's take on your
The
Game Day Angels as the A's take the victory 14-7.
The A's, they scored 8 in the third and 4 in the seventh, and 2 in the eighth. 14 runs, 13 hits, no errors for the Dodge City A's. The Angels, 1 run in the third, 2 in the sixth, 1 in the seventh, 2 in the eighth, and 1 in the ninth. 7 runs on 14 hits and 1 error for the Game Day Angels. The win, Jake Vassell picks up the win on the mound for the Dodge City A's. And Lentz will take the loss for the Game Day Angels. So that'll wrap it up for this one as the A's, they win it against the Game Day Angels. They win the series 3-2 over the Angels. The A's, they are now 12-9 in league play. They improved to 16-17 overall on the season. I am Justin Hergert for the entire A's board and organization. We say thank you for following along. That'll do it tonight as the A's take the game over the Game Day Angels 14-7. They're back in action tomorrow night. Actually, tomorrow afternoon. An important note. Tomorrow afternoon at 2 p.m. Mountain Time from Arapahoe High School, the A's take on the Colorado Rough Riders. A win tomorrow night could all but clinch second place in the Rocky Mountain League for your Dodge City A's. I am Justin Hergert saying farewell and good night from Double Angel Ballpark. You've been listening to Dodge City A's Baseball.